So, you come to me for another guide to victory. You came to me to further yourself in power because you heard about my lessons. You seen the second lesson dealing with transformations, the first lesson dealing with the fundamentals of a moveset. But now you come to me to get even more powerful because you want to be able to know how to fight in combat training. Worry not. There are only 2 more lessons left, including this video, before we get into combat training. Once we do, that's when everything that I told you, the fundamentals of the previous 1 through 4 Guide to Victory videos will come into play. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I suggest you look in the comment section below and see Guide to Victory Lesson 1. And if you already seen 1 and missed out on 2, then go down in the comment section below and check out Guide to Victory Lesson 2. Today we'll be focusing on the core traits of a race, okay? Instead of me breaking down each and every stat, depending on how you are as a person, I think it's best if I do this with Dragon Ball Z logic. With Dragon Ball Z logic and applied to Xenoverse, the game can be a little bit more fun and a little bit more balanced. I think overall, regarding to the situation, I think what I need to do, I think I need to show all of you and break down each race on what you need to focus on, and then let the creativity go to you. Now keep in mind, my stats that you are about to see is not official yet. My stats shall change within time. In fact, by the time you look at this video, my stats will be completely different. By the time the next Guide to Victory happens, my stats will be completely different. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about your stats, and in the next Guide to Victory video, we'll be talking about QQ bangs. Now, let's wind up breaking down these stats and get into this so that way you can go about your day and go practice when I'm about to preach. Okay? So, as you know, the attribute points, the stat points, the points that defines you as a person, okay? Don't be one of those trollers that do this. Yeah, boy, I'm about to add all types of stuff up in here. Hashtag troll gang. 125 here, 125 here. Do I hear 125? Troll gang, troll gang. Okay, it's not worth it. All right, don't do it, because a lot of people got that mindset to actually put 125 in one stat, and apparently that's fun for them. Fuck that. Okay, you want to have fun? I'm gonna show you how to have fun. Let's do this. Just stay tuned. Okay, just stay tuned. I want to help everybody who watches this video have fun with the game, and don't come across that person that winds up trolling or focus one stat. Like these Guide to Victories is to show you the right way to play the game that Bandai Namco originally intended for you to do. That's why they did this stuff. That's why they made your stats increase more than 100. That's why they did all this stuff, because they want y'all to have fun. They don't want you to get on Dragon Ball Xenoverse and try to aim to be the #1 person that makes a lot of people rage quit, troll them, any of that stuff. If you want to have fun, do it. Now, overall in general, you got to understand the fundamentals of stats the right way, and that's what I'm here to do. Now let's get on with this. Majins, my kid booze, my kids of the booze, my booze kid, my kid booze of Majin booze, Boojin booze of super boo, and you get the point. I don't know why you over here listening to me, but you get the point who you are. Majins, okay? Let's ignore the factor of what benefits you get from the race for this, okay? Majins, if you are a Majin, your #1 stat that you should be focusing on is Ki Blast Supers. Ki Blast Supers is the stat that should define you as a person, because remember, Kid Buu, and actually all the Majins had unbelievable Ki Blast, and unbelievable Ki. That was them. And that's what you need to be. And that's what we're about to do. What you need to do, you need to focus at least not 90. You need to focus 100 in Ki Blast Supers. 100 in Ki Blast Supers, it gives you just amount as Kid Buu does. It doesn't give you too much, and it doesn't give you too little. It gives you just the amount of Kid Buu if you're Majin, or if you're Fat Majin, or if you're just itty bitty Majin. It gives you just the right amount. The second stat that you need to focus on is Ki, and Ki should at least be 90. Why am I saying 90 for Ki? I know what you're thinking. Why 90 in Ki? It's completely pointless in Ki. You get 5 bars of Ki. That's all you need. Unlock potential does everything else. And, you know, Kid Buu transformations. That's why you're wrong. Okay, that's why you're wrong. You're wrong, my friend. I'm about to help you. You gotta remember, in the show, Kid Buu had unbelievable Ki power. Like, I mean, this man literally shaped the formation of Supreme Kai's world when they fought when Goku and Vegeta fought against them. He completely fucking decimated the place. And he didn't even punch for real. When he did punch, it was just a toy with him. He really annihilated. When he uses a Ki Blast, every time they use the Ki Blast, Goku had to be on his toes and had to deflect it. And when Kid Buu was right there to shoot normal energy blast, it hurt like crap. So, Ki power is all you. Ki power, all that is all you. And that's what you need to focus on. Now, if I had to choose a third stat for you to focus on, from personal experience, make it health. Okay? This too shall be like your third highest stat. Make sure it's a good QQ bang. Health is what you need to focus on. Your health needs to be like halfway in green or a little bit in green. It needs to just be there, because Majins, you have the same regenerating abilities as a Namekian. So that's your third stat. Now, as far as all the other stats, be creative, okay? Be what you want to be. Do what you want with stamina. I wouldn't suggest you put too much in stamina with a Majin race. Do what you want with basic attack and strike supers, but keep in mind, before I even continue this video, keep in mind, basic attack, strike supers, you need to focus on that. I mean, not focus on that, my bad. Whatever your basic attack is, your strike supers will be the same thing. Think about it. If your basic attacks is just how much your punches and kicks are and all that stuff, and your normal energy blast, then that means any move that's a strike super, like Meteor Crash, is just you punching and kicking, for example, is just a reflection of your normal punches and kicks. What's added to it? Nothing. So, if that's the case, whatever your basic attack is, your strike supers is. That goes for all races. Can't stress that enough. It goes for all race. Now, on to the next race. The next race we're going to be talking about is a Crozian, aka Frieza race. Now, Frieza race, you're our emperor, okay? You are supposed, with your golden form, you need to decimate the field. And allow me to tell you what I mean by decimating the field. The number one stat that you need to be focusing in is Ki. Ki is your friend. Ki is your number one stat that you should be focusing in, and that should be 100 in Ki. Now, normally I will tell y'all to put 90 in Ki, but the reason why I'm telling y'all to put 100 in Ki is because I have golden form. With a good QQ bang, that's a lot of Ki. But I know what you're thinking, why put a lot in Ki? Ki doesn't do anything, man. Like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I do know what I'm talking about. For moves like Emperor's Death Beam, Final Shine Attack, it's worth it. Okay, your golden form gives you a lot of, gives you a boost in Ki Blast Supers. Which brings me to my second stat that you need to focus on, Ki Blast Supers. How much should be in Ki Blast Supers? Just 60. Why so low? Why so low, Kai? Why so low, Kai Sensei? Why? Kai Sensei! Kai Sensei, why? Well, it's simple. You're already naturally gifted And you don't get no downside in your Ki Blast supers at all. You don't. So because of this, because you don't get no downside in your Ki Blast supers, unlike all the other race who gets benefits from their, gets a boost in their Strike supers and Ki Blast supers, you Frieza race, when y'all go golden form, y'all get a 30% increase in y'all Ki Blast supers. That is completely massive. Okay? With a good QQ bang, that could literally damage your opponent bad. But at least you're starting to see why I'm starting to say Ki and Ki Blast supers. That also gives you freedom in other stats. Now, if I had to make sure to tell you what your third stat would be, health. Health should be like low, your third lowest stat. Like, you don't need a lot in health, but you do need to be in green. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to say here. You do need to be in green. But, stamina should be your lowest. Stamina should be your lowest. That also goes for you Majins as well. Stamina should be y'all lowest because y'all don't have too much in stamina. Majin Buu is fat, and the Kid Buu doesn't even focus, don't even trip off of his lungs and stuff because he can regenerate. Okay, he doesn't need to do too much action. That's why I'm telling you Majins to focus heavily in health, and that's why I'm telling you Frieza race to focus little in stamina. Golden form Frieza is literally an example of his stats, his stamina where it's at, is literally how much stamina you need. That's a prime example of what it is. That's what you need, okay? So, whatever gives you at least 6 bars of stamina, 5 bars of stamina, 4 or 5.5 bars of stamina, you're good. No, don't go no higher. 4 bars and a half is actually good also. But in any case, I'll tell y'all, like, don't worry about stamina. I know y'all probably thinking like, man, I got to snap banish a lot. I don't, like when he thrashed me, I have to snap banish. Do not worry, my friend. Kai Sensei will help you when we get to combat training. Just bear with me and you will see what I'm telling you about your stats is accurate and true. It will help you. Okay, it shall help you. So bear with me. Now, next race. My Namekians. Oh man, my Piccolos, my Nails, my Gurus, my Dendays, my you know, whatever other Namekian, my Slugs. All those Namekians, you are my friend. I'm not about to sing the Naruto opening. I'm not about to do that. But no, Namekians, the number one stat that you need to focus on is health. Health should at least be 96. 96 is a pretty decent amount, and it doesn't give you too high in something. 96 in stat points in health, it gives you just the amount needed in order for you to overthrow your opponent. You regenerate your health, you regenerate limbs. You got to think about the show with Piccolo, and every time he fights, he managed to throw down with the most toughest of fighters. There's a reason why Piccolo was in the legendary Super Saiyan video. In the legendary Super Saiyan movie. That man was there because of his health, his endurance, his power, okay? That's why he was there. Your second stat that you have to focus on is stamina. Stamina should be at least 60. But I would say at least maybe 86 maybe. With a good QQ bang, you at least, overall, let's put it like this. You need 8 bars of stamina. Okay, 8 to 7 bars of stamina. With that amount of stamina, you'll be able to use giant form, you'll be able to snap banish, you'll be able to do everything that you want to do. You are our race that needs to have a lot of stamina. I base it off of Piccolo. I base it because he doesn't have a lot of organs like humans and Crosians and all them do. That he don't have a lot of organs like they do. He do, but not as much. But he you know, that's where he gifted at. If I had to choose a third stat for you people to focus on as my Namekians, okay, it would be 0. None. All right, none at all. I say that because Namekians are gifted fighters, but if you look in the Dragon Ball Z world, there's not too many enemies that Namekians have defeated, and I'm basing it off of that logic. Please don't get mad, my Namekian fans, my Namekian students. Please don't get mad. Like, that's racist. How dare you talk about Namekians that way? You know, Piccolo did something. He killed Raditz. You know, with the beam cannon thing, 2 fingers. And I'll turn around and say, but with Goku's help. And then they'll be like, oh yeah, well what about the time when he went hands up with Cell? Well, he didn't kill Cell. He managed to go hands up with him. But yeah. And we'll be back after this video because I have to go do something. So yeah, we'll be back after this short minute. Okay, so we're back and I'm done. I did everything that I needed to do. Okay, so the next stat that you probably will want to focus, well, not focus on. I didn't even say what race was next. You know what race it is. I don't even know why you even doubt that it wouldn't be this race. Okay, of course, it's going to be Saiyans. Yes, my friends, Saiyans. Saiyans. You know, great apes. Super Saiyan 4s, 3s, blues, red, all those colors. The Power Rangers, whatever you want to call them. Yes, Saiyans. Now, Saiyans, you are a little bit of a tricky race. Now, let me explain what I mean by this. Saiyans, you have to be creative. Okay, they purposely made Saiyans a brawling type, but yet, when you play with Goku and other characters in the game, they are still able to beat Namekians and Nail and Frieza race and Majins and androids, all that. They're still able to do that, right? So I did a little bit of research on myself. I looked at other people's YouTube videos. Ooh, sorry. But I looked at everybody's stuff. And then I found out that with a Saiyan race, you have to be creative. Now, of course, people would logically say focus on basic attack. No. Okay? Not at all. You see, when you are a Saiyan, you have to focus. How can I put this? You have to focus on being creative of what defines you as a Saiyan. For me personally, my stats is going to be changed, okay? My stats is not even going to look like this as you see it. But if I had to say to my own, I would say that my stats would probably be at 120 health. Why not 125? People would ask me. Well, there's 2 reasons. One, I just said nobody should be focusing on 125. 2, if you focus on 125 in one stat, that only means one thing. You, my friend, and you only can apply this to only one stat. It means that you, on a level of God, like God Destruction, God of Destruction and Super Saiyan Blue and all those people in the Dragon Ball Z world. And what I mean by this is, well, actually, no, I'm not even going to even break down into that. If you want to find out more about God of Destructions and Super Saiyan Blue and you know, all that stuff, and find out what you know, what fits, I can make a video about God of Destruction, build, like what you need to focus on to get a God of Destruction build, depending on what race. Now it differs depending on what race you are. It differs heavily, especially Saiyans. But yeah, I can help you with that. Just let me know in the comment section below if you want me to do a video about that. But as far as it goes, I'm probably not going to make a video on it unless people ask for it. So, back to the Saiyans. Now, my Saiyans, my fellow Saiyans. And there it is. Got a message. Okay. You probably heard my phone go off. I forgot to turn my ringer down while I was recording this. But yeah. Okay. Now, Saiyans, Your basic attack and strike supers are going to be the same. Depending on what build you are determines your Saiyan level strength. If you're my build, you should be 50. If you're your own build, you should be 60. I mean, like the medium build, you should be 60. And if you are the big buff version, you should be 70, right? Now, allow me to explain and elaborate on why my stats currently is 70. So I did this to fiddle with some stuff and tried some stuff out to see if it would fit. But as you can see, it's balanced between basic attack, strike supers, and ki blast super. Now my QQ bang actually lessens my ki blast supers. Why? Because it's supposed to limit your ki blast supers. It's supposed to shorten down your ki blast supers. Now, as far as it goes with females, you're going to be a little bit more in ki blast super. So, to give you an overall general of what I'm saying here, males, depending on what build you are, we're just going to use my build for example, you'll be 50 basic attack, 50 strike supers, and you will be 45, don't hate me, 45 in ki blast supers. Your ki blast super should always be 5 stat points below whatever your original attack power is. Your QQ bang, depending on how you are as a fighter and how you know you are as a person in real life, would get a QQ bang that actually fits the ki blast super, that actually will raise it, that gives you the downside. Now, I would have to say that if you're female, you need to be 5 stats higher than whatever your basic attack is and build. So, for example, if you have my build, as you know, it's separated into 3 builds. You got lower, higher, and higher. If you are a female and you got my build, you need to have 55 in your ki blast supers, 10 higher than guys. Okay, I hate to say this, but yes, it's that tragic. Stamina should be your lowest. Okay, you can have a good amount of stamina. I would say probably 40, 50 in stamina. No, that's not good enough. How about 60 in stamina? 60 in stamina gives you that just enough oomph, along with a QQ bang. Ki should be your second highest. And basically, if I had to shorten it down on what I'm basically saying here, your number one, if I had to choose stats to choose from to be your highest, it's none of stamina, basic attack, strike supers, or ki blast supers. That's what every person does in Xenoverse. But I realized something, and I did a little bit of tinkering and, messing with stuff. You need to have high health, but this is not optional. This is optional, sorry. This is optional to have a lot in health. But your ki should always be your second stat, no matter what stat you decide to specialize in. And none of your stats should be like 90s, 80s, or 100. None. That's what makes you the second strongest race, because unlike the other race, your transformations, Super Saiyan, we have Super Saiyan 1 through 3, we have Super Vegeta, we have Future Super Saiyan, which brings me back to my transformation videos. Your Super Saiyan transformation is what makes up for your differences that you have against the other race. The other race have transformations that do other things, like become big, become faster, have armor, whatever, golden forms, fast movement, whatever. Let me explain to you something that I'm about to bring to your attention. If you're a Saiyan, we are the only race in this game that has 3 different types of transformations and can choose Potential Unleash and Kaioken. We have 5 transformations, unlike the other race that has 3. It's up to you to define who you are as a person or which Super Saiyan best fits you. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look to Guide to Victory Lesson 2. You'll find out more about that. Now that we're now that I explained mostly about Saiyans, Saiyans have the most stuff to talk about out of all the race. It now brings me down to my last and final race, the Earthlings, which is the most simple, okay? Why is it the most simple, Kai? Kai Sensei, tell me the secret of why you saved the Earthlings for last. That's because the Earthlings are the most easiest to talk about. If you are Earthling, your stats should be 55 on each one of your stats. You are our balanced fighter. 55 on each one of your stats. Your QQ Bang and your transformation will take care of benefits and downsides. You need to keep yourself a balanced fighter. Because if you're an Earthling and you know sweet combos and you got these stats set up this way, don't do it. Because you're just giving yourself an opening for your character. If you manage to do 55 in each one of your stats, and if you want to specialize in stamina, go ahead and specialize in stamina. You know, get a QQ Bang that gives you 5 arrows and stamina, whatever you want to do. But I promise you, 55 in each one of your stats, and whatever points you have left over, it is your choosing as an Earthling to put in any one of your stats. Now, Earthlings, your transformation, it's a little bit tricky, okay? Your transformation, you got armor, but with enough practice, you'll be able to use that to your advantage. I'll probably do a video about transformations separately in combat training, but we'll talk about something else. You know, I'm supposed to be talking about the fundamentals of fighting. As far as transformations go, I'm leaving it to you guys to be creative with your fighting style. Now, regarding to the whole situation, Earthlings, I will say one thing about you, and this will be my last thing regarding to the Earthlings side of the video. Earthlings, if you trying to be like I don't know, a super Earthling or whatever, a super Earthling, I will tell you that if I had to choose one stat that you have to maximize in, is stamina. Why stamina? Because unlike all the other race, on your home planet, which is planet Earth or anywhere, you can build up your own stamina. So focus on stamina if you're trying to be a Namekian, like a super, not super Namekian, a super Earthling or whatever you want to be. Or if you're trying to be a Master Roshi, just focus on stamina. And you're not doing it because of your lung capacity or because of snap vanishing. You're only doing it, well, actually it is kind of snap vanishing, but you're only doing it so you can chain together your combos. Stamina is like the only stat that should be high, and everything else should be like 55 or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You know so much more from when you first came to me, and now you know something that can make you a little bit further in power. I have almost nothing left to teach you. Or should I say, I still have many more things to teach you, just hardly no more fundamentals. But I'm pretty sure with enough training, you'll be able to be ready for the world. My name is Epic Funny Adventures. You can just call me Kai Sensei. And I'll see you guys in the next Guide to Victory video. See you later.